scripture of the golden eternity knocked my socks off. I first contacted George Wallace in the middle via Facebook. I didn't know who he was. I heard he was an outstanding poet. And we had a conversation, and I finally said, I'd really love to have you be on this panel. And Steve Eddington, who is past president of Lowell, celebrates Kerouac and is quite an aficionado of Kerouac, and he's written 2 books on the Beat Generation. Soon after, I think it was that afternoon, Dave Robinson, who is a local, wonderful writer, and has the spirit of Jack Kerouac in him. And his book, which you can buy around here, is Sweeney on the Fringe.
Spiritual Jack, here's the Buddhist Jack, here's the Lowell Jack, here's the Northport Jack, here's the 20-something-year-old on the road Jack, here's the Jack in 1961 having a nervous breakdown in Bixby Canyon, that Jack. So there's so many different Kerouacs to try to bring together, and that there is springtime in the void. That there is in the void, where in the ultimate nothingness and everything, the excitement, the tragedy, the mystery, the holy goof of existence.
Even in the midst of the most fallen places, he saw something sacred, he saw something holy, he saw some kind of an eternal dimension in just about every place that he encountered.
He said, well, I'm always going to know what suffering is because I grew up in Lowell. You know, my mother worked in a shoe mill. You know, I'm always going to know what that was like for her. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget my dad being, and Gerard, you know, visions of Gerard. I'll never forget how a 9-year-old kid suffered, my older brother. I'll never forget that. Say, well, it isn't romanticism to think those people are worthy of love or special, because they are. They're beyond special. Everyone's their own God. Everyone is sacred, which was the word you used. These places, Larimer Street, Lowell, the Lowell Mills, my mother, Gerard, they're sacred in their suffering.
Kerouac was a person who was able to drive a race car, but also give us a manual on what race cars are supposed to be like. You know, this is a manual, a spiritual manual for the race car, which were his novels.